Let's not forget where we're from. All the shows.
Check one. Yeah, big up the Bilski on the decks. Yeah, welcome to everyone inside Brixton Radio Dub Club. This week we got a special guest, none other than the main man himself, Tippa Irie. What's happening, bro?
I'm good, Mr. V. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Some good food provided by the man that Steve the Dub. Some outhouse stew and some wild rice. Great food. Big up Stan on cameraman duties, and out to Bilski dropping a wicked selection. Yeah, out to Flaxman and all the crew down at Brixton Radio. Yeah, so today, as I said, we got a special guest, Tippa Irie. So I'm gonna let Tippa do most of the talking because you're in my words too much. But we're gonna take it. We're taking back in time. So just tell us about where it all started for you, Tip, like growing up and how you got into the music scene.
Well, really it started with my dad, you know, my old man. He had a sound system called Musical Messiah. And I kind of grew up around it. I was born in Dulwich Hospital. And we was in Dulwich for a while. And then we moved to Brixton Hill. And then we moved to East Lake Road, which is right off of Flaxman Road. And that's kind of where the main crux of my career started, because my dad had his sound system, and every Friday and Saturday he would have a shubby, you know, which is basically a house party every Friday and Saturday. So we lived on the ground floor was a shop. We lived on top of the shop. There was a couple of floors, and then in the basement my dad had 2 rooms. And one room was like where he had the sound system, and the other room was the dance room where, you know, people would go and dance. And in the other room you'd have the preamp turntable, you'd have the tables where people would play dominoes, ludi, card pack, all these. My dad had his sound, and he used to just play people like Big Youth, Trinity, Dillinger, Tapazuki, you know, artists from U-Roy, especially from Jamaica. And obviously he'd play Bob Marley, you know, Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaac, people like that. But I kind of fell in love with the MC side, which is, you know, people like U-Roy, who was kind of like the first DJ that I really listened to. I listened to a tune called Wake the Town and Tell the People, and it was that tune that I listened to that kind of made me want to become an MC.
Yeah. So how old was you before, like, your mum and dad let you touch the sound system? I bet you was at the maddest, because in them days the sound system was stay back, you can't touch it.
No, I mean, for us it was like, obviously there was always a room, what we, as Caribbean people, we always used to have a room what as kids you couldn't go into, you know what I mean? And they'd have like their you know, there would be a gram in there, and, you know, just stuff that they didn't want the kids them to fast with, and we couldn't go in there. But for us, because it was downstairs in the basement, when my dad would go to market or whatever, I'd go in there and we'd sneak in there. And for me it was good because my dad rented the room to bands. Yeah. So I had bands like The Real Thing used to rehearse in my dad's basement. You know, I don't know if you remember a tune called You to Me Out Everything.
Yeah,
Sweetest Song. Them guys used to rehearse in my dad's basement. So I used to just sit there and watch them rehearse. So I was kind of like surrounded by music, you know what I'm saying? And from a young age, I just wanted to be a musician.
Yeah, and do you remember the first time you touched the mic in front of an audience?
I guess it would have to be in the basement, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where I kind of like learned and practice and everything, and then you used to do it with your kids, with your peers, basically, my school friends, because we had sound systems as well. I had a sound with a guy called Commander B, who went on to Choice FM. We had a sound together, and so basically, you know, we just, you know, the people that used to come down on a Friday, the early segment, if you like, I would go in, I'd warm up the session, and I'd go in and DJ in front of them, and then they start to say to me, yo, you know, you're sounding good, you need to kind of like go out there and let people hear you. And that's what happened, you know what I mean? I just started to go to talent competitions and started to go to, you know, local sound systems like Celoid, Nasty Rockers, all these sound systems. And I just used to go, and anywhere I got the opportunity to go on the mic, I would.
Yeah, and you've got a book at the moment, obviously. I've read it, and I do recommend purchasing the book. It is a great read, loads of wicked stories in there. What was the first sound system that you got involved with, and how did that come about?
Well, apart from my dad's sound system, there was a sound system called Mikey Dread. And Mikey was like the brother of Cecil Rennie, who was the owner of King Tubby's Sound.
Yeah.
So Mikey was the brother of Cecil, and I used to go to his little house parties and DJ on his sound system with a friend of mine called General Slater. And so that sound really was the first sound that I kind of went on. And then you had sounds like Celoid, I used to go on their sound. And then after a while of being on Mikey Dread's sound, Mikey took me to Cecil, his brother, which is King Tubby's sound. And then I just started to basically work with Tubby's and started to go up and down the country with them, lift the boxes, you know, string up the sound.
I know that one.
And then, you know, from there, I just went, obviously when the sound's set up, you go on the mic and get the opportunity to, you know, to show people my talent, and basically that's what I did.
And then obviously a few years later you made the move to Saxon sound system, which obviously probably the biggest known sound system in the UK from them times.
Yeah.
Battered every sound in the class. And how did that come about? How did you make the move over to Saxon?
Well, it was an easy transition really. I was doing a show. In fact, it wasn't even a show. It was a talent competition around the corner from here, Ferndale Sports Centre. And there was like a talent competition, and I won the talent competition. And Dennis Rowe and Lloyd Francis, that owned Saxon, they were there. So they just basically said to me, you know, you need to come and listen to our sound. Yeah. So I said, okay. So when I went over there, you had people like Maxi Priest was there, Papa Levi, Roger Robin, Daddy Colonel, this guy called Ruben, quite a lot of talented people.
Yeah.
So I really liked the vibe over there. So I just started to go more and more to their dances. And then I said, I kind of just ended up, you know, making the switch from Tubby's to Saxon. It was a bit of an uproar at the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, from Brixton over to Brockley.
Yeah, well, it's just that, you know, at the time I was probably like the main MC in Brixton area, and then they kind of poached me and took me over to Lucia. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was
going from Arsenal to Tottenham, isn't it?
Yeah, something similar.
Or the other way around. We won't talk about Tottenham.
No, let's not swear in here. As an Arsenal fan, please, let's not swear. All right, but it was kind of like that. You know what I mean? People was kind of like, no, you can't go over there. But it wasn't, for me, it was just another place where I could go and show my talent. And to be honest, at that time when we were growing up, wherever there was a dance, where there was a sound, and we could go and perform, we would just go. So it wasn't really like I kind of like jumped ship, but it's kind of like I saw the talent that was over there, and it just felt special. And you had Asher Sennington, Smiley Culture, Peter King, you know, Roger Robin, Neville Morrison. It was just like an academy of just artists, you know what I'm saying? And when you're in that kind of environment, it pushes you as an artist, you know, because if somebody goes on the mic and they mash up the place and you're up next, you have to deliver, or you have to try to come
rise to the occasion.
Yeah, before you.
Well, that brings me on to the next question, because I remember there was a 12-inch record released of the event that took over in Paddington.
Coughing Up Fire.
Yeah, and I do beg you guys, if you get a chance, listen to that. You can get it on YouTube. and it is a wicked night. And they build it up nice because I think you had Sandy, then Papa Levi, and they're all building it, and then they pass the mic to you. And I think you done one lyric, and it basically got rewind about 3 or 4 times. You could hear the crowd, the horns, the atmosphere must have been.
At that time, we were like, you know, it was kind of, for us, might sound a bit far-fetched, but it was like Beatlemania at that time.
You could hear it on that,
for us, you know what I mean? Because everywhere we went, it was sold out, and people were following us everywhere, you know what I mean? So it was only kind of inevitable that we would do a live album. I mean, the first live album that I did was actually produced by LGR, which is Sir Lloyd.
Yeah.
And he did Dick Shepherd School part 1, 2 and 3. So it's DSYC.
Is that where the opposite? The opposite was released on Sir Lloyd, wasn't it?
Yeah. My first ever tune was released on that label. But he done the first set of live recordings, and the albums actually did pretty well. They got high up in the charts at the time. And then when Tippa Irie, Daddy Colonel, Rusty, Sandy, we all got signed to Greensleeve Records. And then, you know, we all had our own single releases, but then obviously because of the success of the sound system, he wanted to do a live recording. So at that time, we were very popular in that Carnival area, Harrow Road, Avenue, that side. So we decided to keep the live recording in that area because we knew we had a big following there. Yeah, because there's a big Jamaican.
That's where my dad's from Holston, and that's a massive Jamaican community in that area.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good, and the album was successful. It went out, and it done well. We got a lot of shows around America, New York, Europe because of that album. You know, but it's a really good live album.
Yeah, and you went on to have a massive hit. I think it weren't long after that. When coming out of that club, that you come up with the lyrics to "Hello Darling." When you come out of that Paddington nightclub, that the lyrics came.
That area was a very special area for us, and in them days you could park outside anywhere. You could park outside a nightclub, and so when we played that, I think we was playing Sir Coxon at Parade Street, Paddington, and we could park outside the venue, and I was just sitting in front of the van, just taking a break from the session, and this girl just walked by, and I just said, "Hello, darling." So she said, "Hello, good looking. I know who you are," you know what I mean? And I said, "Wow, that could be a good idea for a tune, because it's something what people say." So anyway, I went back into the dance, and I was because we just used to freestyle a lot. So I just started to sing, "Hello, darling, hello, good looking," and them guys started to laugh after me, you know what I mean? Because they said, "Where did I go with this stuff?" You know what I mean? But because we used to banter, you know what I mean? Sound system banter, they used to banter me, so they would just say like, "Yo, but no, that's some woman you outside I talk to. Why you coming at the dance with that lyric there?" But anyway, I just, you just laugh it off or whatever. And then I think I was recording "It's Good to Have the Feeling You're the Best."
Big tune.
Yes. And when I was recording that tune, and the producer was like, "Tip, you're not saying yes right for some strange reason." So I said, "Look, I need a break." You know what I mean? Because they were just getting on my nerves anyway. So I sat down in the vocal booth, and I didn't go around to where the desk was. I just sat in the vocal booth, and then I just started to sing "Hello, darling." So "Hello, good looking," and my producer's like, "Tip, what is that? That sounds like something." So he said, "Go home and write the lyrics." You know what I mean? And in them days we used to just write. So I just went home, write the lyric, came back, sung the song to him, and he loved it. And then there's this guy called Lindell Lewis. He just turned 70. I couldn't make it to his birthday, but he was the producer. He was like the main arranger of the tune. So I sung the song to him, and then he worked out the chords, And I was lucky because we had good musicians. There was this guy called Ray Carlos, who was a excellent saxophonist, and Kyle Brown, who's an excellent jazz guitarist.
And they've worked with a lot of big mainstream artists.
Yeah, well, Lindell produced "Can't Be With You Tonight," the Julie Boucher tune that got to #2 in the charts. So he did a lot of big work, and so I was lucky enough to work with him, and he just taught me how to do the harmonies and stuff with the tune, and we managed to find a sound that was unique. You know what I mean? It wasn't reggae, it wasn't hip hop or nothing. It was kind of like a swing beat, kind of jazz, reggae feel to it. And I think we done it, and we realized when we finished that there was something special. And so they sent it out to the clubs, and I think it was Dave Jensen, who was from Capital Radio. He must have heard it in a club, and he said that this is a hit. So he took it to Capital, and they started to play it. And then people are like sheep, and so one starts to play, they all started to play.
The rest is history.
And then it went to #1 in the reggae charts, and then we made it into the pop charts.
Yeah, big tune, man, big tune. And where do you see the future of sound system now? Because obviously over the years it's evolved a lot and changed. Like the dubbers as come in as well, and I suppose there's no one similar to what Saxon was doing back in the day. There isn't many crews that do that sort of like loads of MCs. But where do you see the future of sound system culture now, and how do you think we can progress it to the next level?
Well, I mean, there's lots of sounds that are out. There's a lot of root sounds that are doing well. Sounds like Channel 1, Iration Steppers, these kind of sounds. They have their scene, and their scene is very popular. Yeah. They have a good following, and then there's sounds like Saxons and sounds like that are still relevant. They're still playing at festivals and still playing that in pubs and places like that. And then you have the street sounds, which sounds like Fifth Avenue, Special Touch, all these kind of sounds. They have their scene where they're not just playing one type of music. They're playing everything. They're playing reggae, dancehall, soul, rare groove, revival, and everything. So there's different pockets of sound systems, and they're all doing their thing, and they're all making progress within their scene, if you like. It's not kind of just one general. It's a lot of different pockets of scenes. So for me, it's just for people to continue to do what they're doing and keep making, keep playing positive music, progressive music, and people like getting to what they like.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does, and that kind of ties in with what I see. I play a bit of everything, and I like a bit of everything, and there is that dub scene that plays a lot of the dub, and I do love that. But it's nice to go and hear a sound that plays loads of different subgenres of reggae.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I like to go out and listen to a bit of everything.
Yeah, me too, man.
Now, so I guess maybe times have changed, but for me, I don't mind going out and listening into reggae, dance or revival, a bit of ska, lovers rock, because I like to go out and dance with the lady.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
And they don't do that anymore, in certain dance, unless there's a particular revival dance that is that, I have an event in Stoke Newington on the 17th of this month. I have an event on Saturday in Nottingham, promoting and selling my book. Obviously, if they go to tippairie.com, all of my dates, all of my shows are there. I know I'm going to Germany on the 1st of June, then I'm leaving Germany, I'm going to Malta on the 2nd of June. I'm playing at the Boomerang Festival out there. I just got a festival yesterday in Coventry on the 29th of July.
Then I'm wearing sneakers.
Yes, I'll be doing that. That's an event that I'm promoting on the 18th of May.
In Croydon.
In Croydon. That's at the Croydon Sports Arena. It's called Arena Night Club. It's a new venue, but you can come and see me there. I'm going to be there with Mr. V, myself, and Commander B and Trevor Sachs, that used to play Sax and Sound. He's going to be there. That's on the 18th of May. But it's simple. If you go to tippairie.com, you click on tour, then all of the dates will reveal themselves, and all of the ticket outlets are there also. I'm also going to be at the Railway Telegraph with Roger Robin, and that is on the 29th of June. There. So there's a lot of stuff going on for me. I'm busy, and
that's good.
I give thanks. Yeah.
And is there any questions from the floor? Because we've got a lot of people in here tonight, and it'd be nice if there's anyone who's got a question they'd like to ask Tippa, get you guys involved, because I probably ain't asked every question you want to hear. So is there any questions from the floor? Anyone want to ask anything? Don't be shy.
Don't be shy, don't be shy. There must be something.
Which up-and-coming artist are you think is quite favourable for you at the moment?
Well, I don't even know if he's an up-and-coming artist, but from Jamaica, I like Agent Tasco, Assassin. There's a young lady in Wales called Alicia Scott.
Yeah.
She's got a brand new album out, and it's produced by Rory Stonelove, and I think it's a Brooke Benton tune that she's done, and I really like that tune. So, you know, I really like her, and an Assassin in Jamaica at the moment.
Yes.
Any more questions, guys? Anything else?
Tippa, what was it like growing up on King Tubby's sub before you joined Saxon?
It was nice, man. I mean, it was...
Repeat the question on that.
Yeah, so what Bilski asked, what it was like growing up on King Tubby's sound before Tippa moved over to Saxon.
Yeah, no, for me, it was just like, you know, when you're a young guy and you're just excited to be on the sound.
How old are you?
Probably about 18, 17, 18, you know.
And what year was that for?
That's a bit personal.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
1993.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. But I'm 58 now, you know what I mean? And I don't mind saying my age. I'm 58 now. I've had a good life, 40 years of music. So for me, it's been a blessing. But Tubby's was like my learning ground, you know, was like the place where I kind of really had the opportunity to step out in front of a big audience, you know what I mean? So Cecil looked after me, the guys them that was around, Jigs and Baby Jigs and Big Jigs, all them guys that used to play the sound, and you know what I mean, me and Slater was barring. So yeah, it was nice. It was a nice experience to be amongst, to learn about sound system culture with Tubbies, you know.
And I've got a question. So was there any sound clashes that stick out in your mind that just something takes you back, that something happened, whether it was like a bit tasty and you thought, well, we've murdered this sound, we better get out of here a bit quick, or one where you enjoyed it? But I bet there's been some experiences over the years, you look back and you think, I don't know how we've done that, but we're still here, so.
Yeah, no, there's many. I mean, we clashed with Coxon at People's Club. That was memorable, you know, because with Coxon, we were kind of like the young pretenders.
Yeah.
You know, well, not even pretenders, we were the real deal. But we were younger than them.
Yeah. So
because we were younger than them, they wasn't really best pleased with the youth them. I deal with them the way that we would deal with them. So
and they was a bit more of a serious sound in terms of the way they
serious. They were just older than us.
Yeah, but you guys injected a lot of humour into your lyrics.
Definitely.
Like the way you delivered it, they was a bit more.
Well, the thing is, the advantages that we had was that we had a lot of very good MC.
Yeah.
You know, they had a couple, but we had a lot. So, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like the difference and why we kind of like, you know, would win the
heavy artillery.
Yeah, because if you think you got Papa Levi, you know, who's like the first artist to have ever get a #1 tune in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Then you have Tippa Irie, national chart success, and then you have Smiley Culture, Asha Senator, Daddy Rusty, Sandy, Colonel, you know, all these talented people used to be on the sound. So it's very difficult for other sounds, you know. There was sounds like Unity that were good, Demon Rockers and Flinty. They were too good, and Navigator.
Yeah,
you know,
Specky Ranks back then.
Yeah, they're in the jungle scene now, but you know, they were in our scene, and you know, they were good as well. They gave us a couple of runs for our money.
Yeah.
Then you had a sound called Young Lion. With
They was at Battersea round that way.
Battersea side, yeah. They were a good sound system as well, and they had a couple of good MCs, Daddy Willie, Mr. Palmer, and that. They both passed away now, but they were good as well. And then when we went to New York, we clashed with sounds like Third World, and when we went to Jamaica, especially, it was like a good feeling to clash against Papa San and sounds like that. So yeah, Creation Sound, you know, went to Bermuda and clashed with sounds out there. So yeah, it was good memories, good times, good blessings, you know what I mean? And it was just happy to be a part of it.
And what would you say was the favourite place you've ever had to do a gig?
Wow, that's a good question.
Whether it's just like the destination or
I like Brazil. Brazil was nice, but I love Asia as well. Places like Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, places like that. I enjoyed going there. I've been to virtually every country in Europe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Russia was kind of interesting when I went there because, you know, they got a strong dancehall scene out there. You know what I mean? And but America's all right. You know what I'm saying? I did the road out there where I did I did the 52 states out there on the road, you know what I mean, with my band out there, and you know, that was hard. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, I mean, you know, the Caribbean countries,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But I think probably the best place was probably Gambia when I went to Africa.
Yeah. You mentioned that in the book, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice, man, because you go there and it's like you come off the plane and everybody looks like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I never see, you know, remember you grow up in London, you know what I mean? And when you go to the Caribbean or you go to Africa and you get off the plane and everybody looks like you, it's like it's a shock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not used to it. So, but I played at a stadium there with Ijaman Levi. It was just me and Ijaman Levi, and there's just thousands of people there. So that was like a nice feeling to go and play in a stadium.
Yeah, wicked. So we're going to end the interview there, and thanks for coming down, Tip, and big up Brixton Radio, Brixton Dub Club for having us down, and all the crew inside. Big up, respect, one love.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, Brixton Radio.
And we're going to hand over to the man who's named after the road where it all started for you, Tip.
Flaxman.
And the Stack Up Sound Crew, and he's going to run some rhythm, and you never know, we get Tipper on the mic and we might have a little bit of fun and try and get the party started, yeah. So yeah, big up all the crew inside, and once again, thanks for coming down and taking part, and big up the Brixton Radio gang, yeah. One love.
Bless.
Brixton Dub Club. Brixton Dub Club. Each and every week, right here, Alphabet Mews, South London. Yes.